I found out that there was a place called the Monroe Institute. And I thought to myself, wouldn't it be amazing to go to a place like that?
Join me in honoring this man, Paul Rademacher.
Before I get started, I want to thank Skip and Paul both, because these guys are just terrific. You know, when I think about Skip and what he does here at the Institute and this program that he's put together, it's really an astonishing thing and such a gift not only to the Institute, but I think a gift to the world as well. And also Paul Elder, he's a guy that I've loved from the first time I met him. He's just got this wonderful way about him, the great sense of humor, that gentleness about him that just draws you in. Would you join me in giving both of them a wonderful great gift to be working with people like this. It's extraordinary. So back in 1981, I was really feeling a sense of calling to go into the ministry. And I was looking for a sign from God. At the time I was working in the construction business, and I fell off of a roof and fractured my hip. And because of that, I went into a mystical world. This world was so stunning to me that all the pain in my hip completely disappeared. The anxiety went completely away. I found myself surrounded in complete and total peace. And I'm standing there talking to this being of light about my life, except we were doing it without words. Other than that, nothing happened. At that point, I figured that this was the voice of God. All right, so I went into the ministry, and I was a Presbyterian pastor for 15 years. But a couple of years into the ministry, I ran across a book, and it was Bob Monroe's second book, Far Journeys. When I saw that thing, I couldn't put it down. I read it from cover to cover, I think maybe in one sitting. I got to the back end of the book, and I found out that there was a place called the Monroe Institute. And I thought to myself, wouldn't it be amazing to go to a place like that? And the second thought right after that was, wouldn't it be amazing to work at a place like that? And after 12 years, I finally did come here to my first gateway, and it blew the doors off. That world that I fell into when I fell off the roof came back to me in spades. I could not believe it, and I was hooked from that point on. I came here for a number of programs, and in the year 2000, I finally decided I needed to leave the church because it seemed to me that this work was so much more compelling than what I was doing. 2 months after I walked out the door of the church, I got a call from Dar Miller up here, this is in the year 2000, asking me if I'd like to become a residential trainer. So that thought that happened to me when I read Bob's book, wouldn't it be amazing to work there? And I thought to myself, isn't that amazing? Could that have been my future self somehow planting an idea back into my past self? Oh, but you wouldn't know anything about that. So I was a trainer here from the year 2000 to the year 2007, and then as Skip explained, the board of directors started looking for a new executive director, and here I am talking to you. We had a study done just recently by a graduate of the Monroe Institute. His name is Cam Danielson. And he was real interested in the question, what kinds of changes happen in people's lives when they go through our programs here? So we looked at two different groups. One who have been through a gateway only, and those who have been through 3 or more of our programs. We did an online survey. He got over 700 responses to that. And what I wanted to show you now is some of the results of that study. 63% versus 25% of the multiple programs, participants said, I have a more expansive vision of how the parts of my life relate to the whole, more than double. 62% versus 30% said, I'm more actively involved in my own personal development. Now those are very significant numbers. We're in the process of visioning our future, and this study is making us look at it in a completely different way than what we have before. Because I think before we have seen our mission as setting a stage in which individual people can begin to move in a transformative manner. But what we're beginning to realize is that over the last 40 years, we've actually cultivated a group who are different, who've been changed because they have experienced something profound in their lives. Could it be that maybe we have a mission toward societal transformation? Maybe even global transformation? I don't know. But these are the kinds of questions that we're beginning to ask. Just think, if you can bring together people who are stretching this scale of human transformation, and turn them loose with their creativity, that already knows that maybe the limitations that we normally think of don't apply, who knows where we can go. Thank you all. Have a great night.